Hello everyone, Scott Holmes here. I'm sure you all seen the news. It came out yesterday, late morning, that Neil Kitching has left Stafford Rangers. He has gone. It was released in a statement yesterday from the board that said that they'd released Neil Kitching for his contract mutual consent, apparently, according to the statement. He also leads with his assistant Nick Amos and first team coach Ian Coops. So it's a sad way to start the new year. Sad for the fans who really got on well with this management team. So he said a board meeting was held on Saturday, the 3rd of January, 2 days after we lost 6-1 to Nantwich, and they felt it was a decision. It was the only decision they could make. It was needed. They spoke to Neil Kitching after the meeting. I don't know whether that was by phone call or private afterwards with him. But they had the meeting without the management though, because he was on I think he was signed 3-year contracts. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's some clause in it, right? Where if he went, they wouldn't have to pay out the whole thing. But sorry, there's a little bit of compensation in there. So no mention about Deeks out. I assume in the interim period he's going to remain in charge, but don't know for when, until maybe a new manager's appointed. But I don't quite know about that one just yet, so we'll have to wait for further news on that. So this is a real shame. It's sad. This season, we have just lost 7 on the trot, which is probably the reason why. And with Darlaston, a big game that we can't lose or even draw, we need to win. Probably wasn't a gamble worth taking. But I'm not too sure. So Neil Kitching, in my eyes, he's a great manager. He's a Stafford Rangers legend and all be remembered for what he did. In his first spell, he was absolutely brilliant. One promotion from this level back to Step 3. Staff Senior Cup titles for Staff Senior Cup, I think it was 2 or 3, and then we mid-table finishes back at Step 3. Then he departed the club. He was then at Boldmere for a few years. He overachieved a bit there with it going up from Step 5 per the playoffs and a couple of mid-table finishes and top 10 finish. He was struggling a bit before he came to Stafford, but he was still doing an alright job there, and Boldmere were punching under the weight with him in charge. So he's done well during his management career. And last season, his second spell, even though his second spell hasn't been as successful as his first, he achieved something last season, keeping us in this division when we're at an all-time low. And not only staying up, we defied the odds and actually finished mid-table. This season, sadly, hasn't gone to plan. We had an alright start in August, won those 3 games, and we had a couple of wins and draws in October, but it hasn't really gone to plan. I mean, in a lot of games we have been quite poor, so maybe this decision was needed. I don't know whether it's the right decision or not, but the next few weeks will define that. Because really, I've never been as sad when managers go as this one. Really, I've never been as sad before. It's never nice when a manager loses a job. I've seen things that's a part ways, sat mutely. Well, if it's mutely, he must have agreed to go in different directions then. But if it's that, well, it's a shame he couldn't have left on better terms, really. Well, thing is, the fan base won't think any less of it, but shame he couldn't leave. But maybe he felt he could turn it around. That's why he didn't go. But he lost his job, sadly. Would he have turned it around? I'm not too sure. 7 defeats on the trot didn't give him much confidence, but he might have done with it. But in my eyes, he is a good manager. Shame it hasn't worked out as good the second time around. This was always the gamble, but we're in a no-lose situation last season. He was the best person out there to keep us up. Deeks started the revival off, and then he continued it. So this is disappointing, but we have to move on. We have to move forward. Get the next appointment right. Still, we need to make sure we do stop in this division. We can't go down any lower. We are 17th now. We are just outside in goal difference, I think, 2 places below. if we're to lose, then we've dropped into bottom 4. So that's probably why a decision has been made. But he has achieved rather a lot, and that will not be forgotten. So it won't be forgotten. So I'd like to say with this decision being made, losing 6-1, not managing to survive to 6-1, a lot of them have been quite poor. So maybe it's a decision that was needed, but I'm not too sure. I think the problems lie way deeper than the management at this club. It's just a fundamental problem with the club, really. I think things are changing on board, though, with new director, but there's still certain directors that need to go who have failed our club, and they made decisions that have been worse for our club. Really, this is the only good appointment they've made, and that was due to fan pressure. See, so as fans, we say it hasn't quite worked our second half. We wish you well, and we tried. Kitch tried his hardest, but it just didn't work out this season. Recruitment was quite poor, I thought, in the summer. We kept a lot of players. Some I agree with, some I wasn't too sure about, and some of it has worked out, but some of it hasn't. And also players leaving due to lack of game time, which really hasn't helped, and going elsewhere. So finally, from the fan base, from myself, thank you for the memories, Kit. Thank you for always taking the time to speak to me. You put smiles back on people's faces, and you've made a club to be proud of. The fans are cool. Managers do come and go. The fans will be here forever. I really hope this is not the last we see of Coops or Amos, but especially Kitch, who is the manager. Be interesting where he goes next. I wish him well in his future endeavours. Wherever that is, I hope I'll have to come down one time and watch it. Probably needs to take a break from football at the moment, but be interesting what he does next. So thank you very much from the fan base. You'll be remembered for it. Sad day. We move forward. Both sides have to move on from this. We can't. It's upsetting, but I'm sure we'll get over it after a while of time, though. So thank you very much, Kitch. So if you did enjoy the vlog, do get a like, do subscribe to the channel so you know in case every time I make a video. Please tell me your thoughts on this news. See you later. Up the borough.